Do you have a job interview coming up? Are you nervous? That's good. That's normal. Interviews are not the best way to determine a perfect candidate for any position, but unfortunately, it's the only technology that we seem to have. And while people are figuring out better ways to determine whether or not somebody is a perfect fit, for now, we still have the good old interview. And aside from preparing and practicing the answers that you will give to all of the questions that you might get asked, and doing your industry research and all the other interview tips and tricks that I've got for you in videos on this channel, I have 4 of the simplest ways that you can make the best of any interview for you in this video today. Especially if you have no time left, if you've got an interview tomorrow, or maybe even later today. The first thing to do is to relax, and that is not as easy to do as I make it sound. But take some deep breaths, maybe do some box breathing, which is where you breathe, you imagine a box and you breathe for 4 seconds and then you hold it, and then you breathe out and then you hold it, and you keep doing that for 4 seconds on each side of the box. And that has been shown scientifically to have an effect on your parasympathetic nervous system and your vagus nerve, and can relax you and calm you and ground you. So practice some deep breathing, some box breathing. Another thing you might be able to do is, and I've talked about this before in videos, especially in the confidence video, is to take on the superhero pose, and your body can be tricked into feeling more confident. So in the bathroom, or around the corner outside the building, or wherever you feel comfortable. If you're at home doing a virtual interview, do this off camera right before the interview, is put yourself into a pose where your hands are on your hips and your chest is out, and pretend that you are your favorite superhero, and do that for a few moments, and then just see, because your body will say, I am supposed to be confident right now. You will actually feel more confident going into the interview. The second recommendation I have for you is to pause before answering a question that you have not practiced, or that you have to think about the answer to before you speak. It's okay to take a moment and to really think about how best to answer it. You can even ask some clarifying questions. It's better to ask a question before you answer than to answer something that wasn't what they were actually asking. There is no rush. It's okay to actually ponder for a moment before you answer. One of the things to remember is the why. Why are they asking you this question? Because there's always an underlying why. And so that might be what you do in that moment when you take a pause, is you think about, why are they asking me this question? What is it that they're looking for? What is it that will demonstrate in my answer a quality or a skill that they're looking for, and go for that. The third thing is to remember that you are interviewing them too. And so you need to be real. You need to be authentically you in the whole process that you are doing. And really do that with your thoughts too. Is this job going to be what you authentically want in your life? Is this job going to fit you? Because while you are trying to fit what they need, you also really need to trust your gut and make sure that what you are hearing and what you are experiencing and what you are sensing when you are in the room with the people that you are interviewing with, or if it's virtually in the way they're asking the questions, and the vibe that you're getting. I don't know if you're an intuitive person. I am, so I really go by my gut feelings a lot of the time. You might not be, but it's okay to take a moment and really think about, wow, what is my gut doing right now? What is my body sensing right now while I am in this experience? Because it is important not to dismiss that. Sometimes our bodies tell us first before our brain catches up as to whether or not this is a good idea. Maybe the answer is yes. And maybe the answer is no. And maybe you aren't going to know whether it's a yes or no until after and you are replaying the situation in your mind. But in the moment, try and pay attention. Try and pay attention and keep in the back of your mind that you are also interviewing them. This needs to be a fit. So speak from your heart, listen with your ears, but also listen with your gut. Because your gut is often a little bit smarter than your brain is when it comes to these kinds of things. If you get partway through this interview and you realize, I don't want to work here, these people are weird or whatever, switch over into what I call active practice. Consider the rest of the interview an opportunity to practice answering questions the way that you would normally answer them in an interview that you were interested in. And think about the questions that they are asking you and just use the time as an opportunity to get better so that the next time you interview, you have practiced and you sound even more smooth than you do this time. Don't waste the opportunity. You may never want to talk to these people again, and that's perfectly fine, but use it as an active practice opportunity the minute you decide, oh, this is not for me, which happens, right? Because number 3 was remember that you're interviewing them, and you may already know this gut feeling that, oh, I don't want to work for these people, which is perfectly fine. So take a moment, because you might encounter something that you think, oh, I haven't been asked that, or I haven't thought of that question before, and it might give you an opportunity to prep something like that for the next interview. So no opportunity is a waste. Just use it as a chance to practice for the next time, and everything will go smoother, and you can finish the interview, thank them, and then you can decline the offer gracefully if they offer you the job, because you've already checked with your gut and you know that this is not something that you want to be doing. I've also got a video on here on how to decline a job offer with class if you haven't seen that one already. Hit like if you found this video helpful. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you have a topic idea that you would like me to address in a video, please leave it in the comment section below. I look at and read and respond to every single comment that I get, and I'm happy to connect with you to see how I can help you by producing more videos that are useful for getting the job, loving your work, loving yourself, or advancing your career. Until next time, this is Jen Swanson. I'll see you later. Thanks for staying to the end. I've got one more tip that I want to share with those of you who stay right till the very end. And I was part of an interview team once, interviewing somebody for a job in the hospital that I was leaving, and the new person was coming in, and I was asked to be part of the interview team. And this one woman walked in with her cup of Timmy's. Now, if you don't know what Timmy's is, it's a Canadian coffee and donut chain. They have mediocre coffee, but their donuts are great. I can't eat them anymore. Can't do gluten. Great sadness. But anyway, she had her Timmy's with her, and she walked into the room, and this is what she did. She didn't even say anything yet. This is what she did. She sat, I'm just going to grab my water. I don't have Timmy's. She sat down and she put her leg up and she sat back like this with her drink, drinking her drink. And the whole body language was shouting, I've got this. I've got it in the bag. You're going to pick me. It's going to be great. Here I am. You know, pick me. And it was really unfortunate. She didn't even have to say anything. And I don't know if she knew she was doing that, but just bringing in the coffee from somewhere else was, first of all, rude. Second of all, presumptuous. And the way she was sitting was a communication, right? So the way you sit, the way you present yourself, what you carry with you, all of that counts. It's perfectly fine if the people offer you a drink to have a drink with you when they do that, but I would not bring your own in whether it's Timmy's or whatever, any other coffee chain. Leave your own drink at home and take the drink they offer you. That's great, no problem there. But also don't sit back and don't cross your legs, right? Because that screams overconfidence. Sitting up straight shows that you're ready, that you're intentional, that you're looking forward to this conversation. And you haven't even said anything yet, but just your body language can communicate a lot just when you walk in the room. So pay attention to that. Leave your Timmies at home and you can go get them. Thanks for staying to the very end for this tip. I like to give, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to give little bonuses at the end for people who stay to the very end and watch. And I'm really looking forward to hearing from you as to how your next interview goes. Go get them, Ty.